All right, peace and love, guys. I am back. I know I've been gone for a while. I haven't been just not making videos. I actually have another channel, but I'm back on this channel. I'm going to keep making videos. I'm putting the other channel down. Make sure you check that channel out. It's at Cola Culture. But today we have the iPhone 16 Pro Max. I promised you guys I would pick it up, and I have some other older flagships on the way, so I'll be doing those reviews as well. But today, again, iPhone 16 Pro Max. And I'm coming off the S24 Ultra. If you see right there, the Galaxy, it was a great phone, and I hate that I'm putting it down. I've been using it since the pre-order back in February, and now I am officially back to the Apple family. And it's funny because I have the 15 Pro Max, and that was the most least used iPhone I've ever had. And that's obviously because I switched to the Galaxy. And if you've been following me for the past 8 months, you can see that I've been dibbling and dabbling into the Android phones, especially the older flagships. And this is the 15 Pro Max. And the thing is, I have to, coming from a Galaxy phone, since I don't want to have to call T-Mobile, I've been using my SIM card in the Galaxy phone. So I put it in my 13 Pro because that still has a SIM card. And I'm going to transfer the 13 Pro regular to the 16 Pro Max, and you're looking at the 15 Pro Max side by side. And I'm actually impressed that they made the 16 Pro Max. It is a bigger phone. It doesn't feel heavier, but it is. That was kind of weak. It is a bigger phone. That's the Galaxy S24. I really did like that phone, and I'll make some videos. I'll compare the S24 to the 16 Pro Max, and I'll give you guys my thoughts on that. This is me trying to get the SIM card situation straight, and that is me transferring over. The transfer did not go well. I mean, it went well to get my number over from the 13 to the 16, but when I wanted to transfer everything from the 13 to the 16, it got like stuck, and it just didn't work well. So I had to cancel it. I had to wipe the 16. Can you believe that? I had to wipe the 16 before I even got to use it. So I ended up setting up the 16 Pro Max from scratch, which took forever, and it was very frustrating. But the benefit of that is I didn't bring any of the apps I didn't want to use from the 13 to the 16. So it was okay. A little annoying, but I got through it. And here's me just taking a look at the size comparison. Again, it's a taller phone, a tad wider, but the color looks exactly the same. And I wanted to make sure. I was happy they got the natural titanium. That's the color I did want. And later in the video, we're going to do some camera testing. We'll do pictures. We'll do video, ultra wide. We'll do all the camera angles, slow-mo, everything. But first, let's just kind of go through the unboxing of the phone. I just want to give you guys kind of the unboxing experience. This video is not going to be all technical. I'm not MKBHD. So just sit back and chill, get a nice beverage. Oh, the watch thing also didn't go well. I had to like unpair it with the old phone. Oh, I miss my Galaxy. I really miss the S24 Ultra. That's why I keep putting it back on the screen. It was such a great phone. And it's weird because the S24 Ultra still feels like a bigger phone than the 16 Pro Max, with it being 6.8 and the iPhone is 6.9. The Galaxy just feels a little bigger. And here's a case. This is a case I just got. I ordered it before I got the phone. I did get the phone on last Friday. It was. Here we are like on Tuesday. But it took me a while to make the video, so make sure you like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I actually like this case. It says it's anti-yellowing, but I actually haven't found a clear case that doesn't yellow. But I do like this case for, you know, the 4 or 5 days I've been using it. It's working out. And I noticed with that new little camera button, which takes a lot to get used to, it makes it harder to hit that little camera switch button down there. And I tested it a little later in the video, but this case is a little bulkier than what I'm used to. So it made hitting that new little camera button a little difficult, but you can actually change the sensitivity of that camera button. And it's a cool button, but I actually use the action button to pull out the camera. So now I have that little button for the camera, and then I have the action button. So I'm going to figure out something else to do with the action button. But it is interesting. And again, this is me still trying to figure out the watch thing. I eventually got it all working. It just took some time and patience. I wanted to get the video out as soon as I got the phone, but the transfer and everything, the watch, it just didn't go. So I was like, you know what, let's be patient. I wanted to make sure I didn't rush the video and bring you the best quality video that I can make for you guys. And let me know in the comments, did you pick up the 16 or the 16 Pro Max? I honestly don't think there's too many huge differences as far as the camera stuff, and we'll get into the camera comparisons here in a second, but it's really not that much different. I wanted it because it's a bigger phone and it's just a new phone. I have this channel to do phones. Look at all those phones right there. I still got all the phones. I still got all the Galaxies. I did get rid of the iPhone SE. I did a giveaway on Instagram, so make sure you follow my Instagram at Kolotech383. And I still love this little battery pack because what it does, it gives you Lightning and it gives you USB-C. And at this point, I really don't have that many Lightning cable devices. I still have a couple AirPods that use Lightning. I have the 13 Pro regular that still uses Lightning. But let's take a look at some of the camera comparisons. I'm doing a direct comparison from the 15 Pro Max to the 16 Pro Max in this video. And I'm gonna keep it real. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. It was a little difficult. Look at my little rig right there. It was a little difficult to try to match up the shots perfectly. I'm gonna have to try to figure out the best way to do that moving forward. But this is all I got right now. So to the left, it's always going to be the 16 Pro Max. And on the right, it will be the 15 Pro Max. And I'm not gonna get too technical. I put all the technical stuff on screen, so you can just pause it, run it back if you need to. But looking at the cameras here, it's really not that much different. For some reason, the 15 Pro Max looks a little warmer, but I think that's just because I'm not using any manual modes with this. Both of the cameras are just doing their whole automatic thing. So the white balance is just gonna be kind of random for both cameras. Like if you look at the 16 Pro Max, it looks a little warmer in this shot. And I keep going through every single camera lens, if you want to call it that, on both of these phones. And I'm telling you guys, it's really not that much different. Now that I have both phones, I look at the 15 Pro Max and I kind of want to apologize to the 15 Pro Max. Like, I'm sorry for just leaving you. The only thing I did with the Pro Max, I went to Hawaii. It was great in Hawaii. Then I got the Galaxy phone and that was it. I totally abandoned the 15 Pro Max. And it's not because I didn't like it. It's because I haven't been with Android for like 10 years. And I really wanted to see what the Galaxy phones were all about. And I did, and I loved them. But here we are back with the Apple family. So my thoughts were with this test is just start from the first mode and just go through all of them. So at this point, I'm at cinematic mode on the second zoom. And the 15 Pro Max was set a little higher on the rig. So these aren't going to be composed the same. The composition's not going to be the same. Here's 120 slow-mo on both phones at the same time. Again, not too different. They're both in 1080p. I didn't toggle between like 4K. I just wanted to keep it as basic as possible. But I normally do shoot on 4K. Actually, I forgot to turn the 16 Pro Max on 4K. So I was like, you know what? Let's just keep it equal the whole time. I did go with the 256 gigs with the 16 Pro Max. I also did with the 15 Pro Max. And I probably would have went with the 512 if I only had one phone, because I do film with the log profile occasionally because the log is really, really good on iPhones. I think that here's a time lapse for both of them. But this specific time lapse, the 15 didn't record the clip for some reason. So here's this next clip. We'll do both of them. But if this was just my only phone, I'd probably go for the 512 because when you shoot log, the files are gigantic. And coming up here is a quick sound test. Okay, both have 4K front facing. We can't zoom in on this one. All right, I guess it is what it is. So the front facing camera, it's pretty good. It's all right. Both have 4K front facing. We can't zoom in on this one. All right, I guess it is what it is. So the front facing camera, pretty good. It's all right. Okay, and here's the same clips again, just side by side, so you can determine for yourself if there's any difference in picture quality. And I do see it. It's funny because the 16 Pro looks a little reddish and the 15 Pro Max front facing looks a little better in this case. Here is the log profile. There's all the data on the screen. And one thing I've noticed, I use Final Cut Pro to edit my videos. And one thing I noticed is that this is also log footage as well. It automatically color grades. Like before, when the log first came out, you imported the log footage in the Final Cut. You had to manually color grade it yourself, which I didn't mind. But it did save me some time not having to color grade this footage right here. And it looks good. This is in 4K. This is in log. The file were like 7 gigabytes a piece just for this little bit of footage, but it looks really good. Again, I think the iPhone still has the upper hand on every smartphone out there when it comes to shooting log, ProRes log specifically. Like, I just love it. I don't do it all the time, but I love what it does. But if I switch into this, I don't even know what it's filming right now, but the 0.5 should look a little bit crisper. Are we crossing the street?
Yes.
All right, let's go. Whew. All right, so we're gonna go in the burger spot real quick.
Burger Town.
Okay, and I almost forgot about the good old stills, but look at some stills here. Again, all the data's on the screen. I went through portrait, standard, wide, everything, and again, not too many differences. And what you guys were hearing before, I was doing the audio test. The 16 Pro Max is supposed to have like a wind filter, and I had that enabled, but it wasn't a windy day, so I really didn't get a good test. But I'll be testing this phone a lot in the future. So again, make sure you subscribe and all that good stuff. But the stills look great. Both phones, the stills look pretty much identical. This is pretty much all 16. And coming up, we'll get into the slow motion. The slow motion, I had an interesting turn of events. But let's check out the slow motion. This is 4K 120. And shout out to Russ for helping me make this video. I really did need him to make this video because you kind of need a subject to film. And he knows iPhones as well, so it really helped out. And this is me, 4K 120 in portrait mode. Again, I had to try to test all the modes I could think of. And while you're doing this test, people are just looking at you like, what are they doing with 2 phones on a rig? Like it's just, people are just going to stare, but I don't care at this point. 1080p with the 240. I didn't get to test the log 240. I think there is. I'll do that in another video, but I'm actually moving a lot faster. I know it looks silly what I'm doing right now, but my hands were moving faster, and I'll show you guys real-time speed here in a second. But 1080p 240, it's very smooth. It's really smooth. I wish I could have did a little bit more testing, but we were at the end of day at this point. But it looks very, very, very smooth. And will I shoot 240? I don't know. I kind of like the 4K 120. That's usually enough for me, but this is what it looked in real time. Like that's about, it's still in 240. I just kind of had to slow it down in the post process. Okay, here's 120 millimeters. I believe that's the 5x zoom, but take a look at my right pocket. I have the 15 Pro Max in my right pocket. I forgot about it, and look what happened to it. Ouch. It was a bad drop too, guys. Luckily, I had a screen protector on it. I was like, damn. But it was okay. It was okay. It took a little hit, but it was okay. I wasn't going to take the screen protector off that day for testing, but I'm glad I didn't. And every corner of the phone took a hit. Like when the day was over, I just peeled the screen protector on. It was a lot more damage than I actually showed right there. But here's me filming the 15 Pro Max with that little camera switch up there. And it's okay. The zoom's pretty good, but I really didn't feel it. Maybe I'm just not used to it. I won't say it's not good. I just got to use it a little bit more. And I guess in the end, even though the phone is overpriced, it's basically the same as the 15 Pro Max, just with a new button and a better wide angle camera. They made the wide angle 48 megapixels. I still like the phone. I still like the 16 Pro Max. And here's a case from Taurus. Taurus makes, not a case, a screen protector from Taurus. And I just got this today as I'm editing the video. I was like, you know what, let me throw this in the video because it is a really, really good screen protector. And I don't use screen protectors usually because they downgrade the quality of the screen. And the 15 Pro Max was protected the entire time with the screen protector, thank God. And I wasn't going to rock one on this 16 Pro Max, but I was like, you know what, let's just do it. Let's just play it safe. I don't want to have to spend $400 or $500 with Apple to fix it. So let's just go ahead and put a really high quality screen protector. I got it for like, it was $30, but they had 2 discounts, like a 5% and a 10% that you could put on the case. So I got it for like $26 and it's totally worth it. I'll put the link in the description. And I love how you do this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not reading any instructions. I just kind of went for it. So don't do this at home. Like read the instructions. I think I could have got a better result because I still have bubbles on the phone, a few little bubbles. But it's all right, though. The phone's protected, and it comes with 2 in a pack. So if I really get irritated with the bubbles, I can just put another screen protector on. I'll probably take my time. In this video, I was just doing if the video And I did try to work those bubbles out, though. I gave it a shot, but I didn't get all of them. And I think over like a day, if you keep rubbing them out, the bubbles will go away. It was a little bit, though. I'll show you guys here in a second. It wasn't perfect, but these are really good screen protectors. So I'm good. I got the case, screen protector, and I can move forward. So again, make sure you subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be making a lot more videos. I'm still going to go back and cover all my older Android flagships. I was going to get the Pixel phone. Here's my drop test. No issues with the drop test. But I'm going to go back and do all the Android stuff. I'm going to compare all the phones. And shout out to everybody that was still watching the videos in my hiatus. People were still subscribing. I actually got over 1,000 subscriptions. Not even making videos, just making about 7 videos. So I owe you guys more content. I owe you guys another giveaway. We're going to do it. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.